All right, guys.
What we got?
So I guess what was your assessment of Brian's performance this weekend?
You know, not just Brian's, but I think the whole unit, including everybody, we just didn't do a good enough job of extending plays, extending drives, to really finish off and score points at the end of it. You know, our execution wasn't where it needed to be. Our lack of, I would say, mental stamina and I would say concentration wavered at the end of some drives, and then we turned the ball over. So not really able to get a rhythm that way, and all of a sudden you find yourself down 14 points. It's hard to kind of take control of the game when you find yourself down, down 2 scores in the middle of the second quarter. So not good enough from anybody, not just Brian, but the whole unit.
Has that felt like that's kind of been the theme of the offense? Just hasn't quite got going where it's supposed to with all the weapons that you guys have?
Yeah, I think you want to, I would say, have a mixture of, I would say, sustained drives and then some big plays to counteract those. We haven't done a good enough job, I would say, overall, just sustaining the drives we have. The drives we have sustained, finishing those in the red zone, and then taking advantage of some of the big play opportunities. We get the pass interference call to Trey Tucker in the game, and then we can't convert that into 6 points. So we got to take advantage of the big play opportunities that we get, and then the drives that we do sustain, we can't mess up penalties and turnovers in the red area. It's kind of been our crux the entire season.
One of the things Josh said after the game is, it's not preseason anymore in regard to Aiden. And
yeah.
There's still, he sees practice every day, and you guys see practice every day. What do you guys still want to see from him in terms of his development?
I think just a level of consistency every day in everything he does. Aiden's a smart guy who works hard, tries to get better, but I think the speed of the game is something you can't really see in practice. But I think in terms of just his preparation and mindset and the way he goes into it and consistently making the right plays and the right decisions with every play is something you look for in every quarterback, especially Aiden. So moving forward, we'll try and do that, and he'll try and do a good job of that.
Coach, how do you walk the fine line between getting Davante Adams the ball but not force-feeding him the ball to where the defense can key in on it?
Well, definitely. I mean, every defense keys in on him pretty much every week. That's kind of the MO, and rightfully they should. He's a great player, but you know that your offense will have good drives and sustained drives if you get him involved, because he's a great player. So we factor in both those things. Okay, how can we give him the ball based on how they're going to try and take him away? I thought we tried to do a good job of that to start the game last week, and then kind of as the game kind of progressed on, the game went a certain way. We try to get the run game going, shorten drives, get turnovers, and they can kind of control the clock offensively. So we weren't able to get opportunities, but every week's different. We got Detroit this week, and they play a mixture of split and post zone, and I'm sure they'll have a plan to take away Davante in some of those areas. But we got to take advantage of opportunities when he does get single coverage and does get open. He has to take advantage of opportunities, and we have to take advantage of those opportunities as an offense, whether it's protection or from quarterback. Because if he misses opportunities, they're not going to come up 80 times in the game. So we just got to do a good job of making sure that we make sure we hit him, and we all do our part to get him right.
Coach, the past couple of weeks, Thayer and Jermaine have kind of been split on touches. What are some things from Thayer that you've seen that have kind of earned him more reps?
I think it's consistency in practice. Every player that kind of, I would say, makes their way into the Sunday lineup or Sunday, I would say rotation is consistency in practice. And Thayer did a good job of that in the spring, and then training camp, I would say playing at a consistent base, both in pass protection and run game. So he's earned that play time. He obviously had a role in that, playing the jumbo tight end, jumbo tackle early in the season last year, and then his play in that, as well as practice and playing right tackle, has earned him some opportunities to play. And Jermaine has played well enough to still earn the opportunity to play as well, which is why you see the rotation there at right tackle, both those guys.
On the back end of that, how much of a challenge will it be going into this week against Aiden Hutchinson, and what did he provide for that defense?
Yeah, the defense is, Coach Glenn does a really good job. I mean, there's a much improved unit from the prior season. They're playing really hard, they're playing fast, they're playing physical. Hutchinson, I would say, sums them up as a whole unit. They're aggressive, and they all play with a high motor, and they want to get to the football. They take pride in it. They tackle really well. You can see they put a lot of stress on fundamentals and effort, and I think that's what the core belief of their defense is. And you can see it on tape every Sunday, because they go out there and they try and play hard-nosed football, and they do a good job of it, because is. So to your point, Hutchinson, I would say he does a good job of that. That's kind of his MO, and he's a really good player, and he's a good player on the edge in both running and passing game. But I would say he sums them up as a unit in general.
Coach, Ford Field can be one of the loudest stadiums in the
Yeah.
league. How do you prepare your team for that?
Playing in the dome's definitely different. I mean, we play in one every Sunday, but ours is a little bit different. I haven't been there in a while, but it's definitely something we're going to have to get used to. The good thing for us is we're very used to using the silent count. So we're used to being against noise, whether it's home or away. So the silent count is something we've been practicing for a long time, and we use it on a regular basis. So I would say definitely playing the dome's different, kind of getting off the football, and we got to do a good job with the cadence and making sure we're good to go and not letting them get a good jump on the football, because a lot of good dome teams with good defensive lines can have a good advantage in that. But I would say our efforts and the silent count is going to pay off, I think, a little bit.
Not only is it loud, like it's shaping up to be one of their most like emotional, like the Monday Night Football game for Detroit is a pretty rare thing.
Yeah.
They obviously have a good team. Like I know fast starts are always important, but in a game like this, like how vital is it to not allow them to kind of just take over with the emotion and the enthusiasm and all that?
Yeah, versus any good team. Last year we went to Kansas City and played them on Monday Night Football, and we got off to a fast start. I think that was really important for us, not just in terms of us versus them, but for our confidence as well. We want to get off a fast start for us, not just for the opponent, but we want to get off a fast start to make sure we get confidence in ourselves and we feel like, hey, we can actually get this done and we can really do this, because we have that belief in practice Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We're ready to go, and then we got to go out there and we got to make sure that if any little hiccup comes up in a drive, we don't let it falter us and don't let it affect us, because we want to make sure that we get the most positive place we can. But we want to do that for us, and whether it counteracts what they're doing defensively or what they're doing, I would say, as a unit. But we got to do that for ourselves first, and it only helps to do it against your opponent on the road.
You were talking about Thayer a little bit ago.
Yeah.
It seems like such a quiet, like thoughtful, just like really intelligent kid off the field, and then on the field he seems like much more emotional and
Yeah, he brings good juice.
Yeah, like I guess what does that do for the team, and is that something you've seen from players throughout the years of like somebody who's very different on and off the field?
Does I love players with good juice, man. It gives confidence. Again, it goes back to the confidence thing. Guys who communicate and talk and have that energy and that juice, it's a big reason that can instill and affect others. You want to affect others in a positive mindset. That's what a leader does. You can affect the unit in a positive way and get them to play better. And I think Thayer does a good job of that. It was kind of just, let's say, getting the offensive line going and bringing good juice and good energy. The quarterback can feel that. Davante can feel that. Other players can feel that. And you hope every player does that just by personality trait. Not everybody's like that. But that gives a lot of positive energy and positive juice, and it gives confidence to the unit, and it gives confidence to himself too. And you only can do that if you're playing a certain way and playing well. So it kind of goes hand in hand.
Did you feel like it was a little bit of a step back in terms of Michael Mayer's involvement in the offense? Like he'd been ramping up kind of every week, and then this week was maybe the most productive.
Yeah, I mean, Michael played a lot of snaps in the game and contributed a lot, both the running game and passing game. I think for a rookie, Mike's done a really good job. I know we talk about every week, but I know we want his catches to go up and up and up and up and up, but he's going to have some games where he's only going to catch 2 or 3 balls, and he's going to block really hard in the running game and do some certain things. I think there were a couple plays in the running game he could have done a better job of in terms of assignment and execution-wise, and that goes for everybody, but not displeased with Michael's performance whatsoever. He's growing every week and getting better, and I'm really happy where he's at.
Defenses obviously play a role when it comes to stopping the run, but how much of it can be on the offensive side of things, of opening things up, like you mentioned, a couple of missed tackles or missed blocks here and there?
Yeah, I think we're there. I think we're right there. I'm looking forward to getting started this week, and I'm waiting for that breakout game, because I think we have a chance to get it, because I see how close we are and see how close that we have a chance to really break out a big one or get going under the offensive line where he's chomping at the bit to get that done. JJ definitely is. The skill guys are, so we're right there. Our execution needs to be a little bit better. So we got to do a good job as coaches putting together a good plan this week in the running game, because the Detroit's a very good run defense. I think second in the league, giving up 75 yards a game. So we got to bring our A game, be ready to go. We get everybody's best every week, so we want to make sure we give our best and accept the challenge and go. because there's going to be a burden to try and win football this week in a dome in Detroit. So we got to do a good job of that with a good plan and a good level of execution.
Talking about being close in the run game, Josh talked yesterday about being always feeling close.
Yeah.
To having that breakout on offense. I mean, I guess how close do you feel it is, and what is the difference between being close and actually taking that step?
Yeah. In terms of just overall, or
Yeah, just in terms of the offense, like he said, it always feels like we're close, to a breakout game, to being where we want to be, but just not quite there yet.
Yep.
I guess what's the difference?
I think when you
between
watch the
close
tape and you watch kind of us as an offense, you see, we kind of every position kind of maybe takes a turn and a mistake or a level of execution, and we have to do a better job, I would say, overall as a coaching staff and a player perspective of just not letting one mistake affect other plays and just moving on and moving forward. And then I would say just, executing a play all 11 together. This isn't like, we always talk about it's not like we're not independent contractors. We all have to work together as a unit, and if one player messes up a certain aspect of the play's not going to work. And it's not like we have 5 at a time five bombs going off at one time. It's really one little thing here and there that, was a 4-yard gain, but man, if we just did a little better, that would have been 15, 20 yards. So I think that's what we have to try and get at, a little bit more strain, a little bit more execution from all 11 guys on a more consistent basis. I think right there we'll see a good performance for us as an offense, where we want to be at least, or improvement.
Got
So.
good?